Good morning, traders. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you all. I hope you're doing well today. Welcome to the live Advanced Bookmap webinar. Today we're joined by JTrader, a professional stocks trader. Bruce is away today, so my name's Sam. I'll be helping out this morning. This live session is part of our education here at Bookmap. These webinars with Joseph are held every Wednesday at around 10 a.m. Eastern Time. These sessions give you the rare opportunity to look over the shoulder of a professional trader, see how they approach the market and use Bookmap in their decision making. It's a great opportunity to ask questions either in the YouTube chat or the advanced webinar Discord text channel, so please don't be shy. We'll do our best to get through them all. Before we jump into the live analysis with JTrader, just a couple of things to cover. First of all, you can find out more about Joseph on his website, Jtraderco. You can also connect with him on Twitter, @JTraderco. And the disclosures here, guys. All Bookmap Limited materials, information and presentations are for educational purposes only and should not be considered specific investment advice nor recommendations. Live trading is in simulation demo paper trading mode and strictly for educational purposes. Live trading executed in simulation cannot accurately represent realistic trading performance. And the risk disclosure. Trading futures, equities and digital currencies involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. An investor could potentially lose all or more than the initial investment. Risk capital is money that can be lost without jeopardizing one's financial security nor lifestyle. Only risk capital should be used for trading and only those with sufficient risk capital should consider trading. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. Hello, Joseph. Are you there?
Good morning. Good morning, Sam and Bookmap. How are you doing, buddy?
I'm good, thank you. Happy Christmas. How are you?
Thank you. Very good over here. I'm with Mama Bear, another full-time trader. So can you see my screen?
Yep, give me a second, just popping it out. And okay, good to go.
All right. So today we're going to have a lesson on small caps. Now, there are different scenarios in small caps, right? And also small caps change from season to season. 2021, we had a bull market, and this reflected also in the small cap land. Since COVID hit, small caps started to trade much more volume versus the past. 2016, 2017, 18, the volume, high volume days, we would consider like 10, 20 millions. And then we started like to notice that when COVID hit, a lot of new traders came, market became much more volatile, much more liquid, and the volume now traded, the high volume days could be even 200-300 millions. Small caps are stocks that have a low market cap. This morning we had several gappers, AUVI, Kala, Unsi, JNC. We had few day 2 or day 3 like HCD Gem and others. So I shared this morning my one of the trades that we took in the room on Kala. Basically, we were shorting all pops. And few things to say about this stock. So this morning I made, and I really would like to go over this 1 second because it's conclusive of what we're going to trade and how we're going to trade it. All right. Stats give a lot of are very important over here in the market. And over here this morning, I just said this 50% fader. So while I put JNC 100% fader and it faded, while I put over here AUVI 60% fader and Lucy 100% fader and then it faded. Kala, instead I put only 50% fader. Okay, and why this? Well, looking over here, we have a very small float, 1.3 mil. So it's a micro float. I consider this a very micro float. And when we have micro float, they often flow rotating pre-market. And this volume pre-market was already pretty high. So the volume that we trade over here on Kala pre-market, I believe was already 2 or 3 times flow rotated. Pre-market was 7.8 million. So yeah, a flow rotated already 4 times over here. Okay, so 4 times flow rotation means that to buy the float, they buy and sell the float, they buy and sell the float, and this creates so much over here volatility and so much liquidity over here. Now what I'm looking is this high over here, 943, and if we can swipe this 943, 945, 946, and give a fake out over here of this level and right away push it down, that would be a good level of breakout that I want to short. Not long in breakouts, because in these particular stocks like Kala, like Lucy, buying on a breakout can be very, I would say, risky and can be a stop and a reversal. So I'm actually trading this today in my team. We're closing the month of December with 80% win rate on small caps. And every single setup that I've been trading, I share, explain the room. So it's all, while I'm trading, I'm sharing the chart, I'm sharing the stats, I'm sharing the results. Why? Because I apply a systematic process. So I have a playbook of setups that I trade and how I trade small caps starting since 2017, 2018. I would say put the basis for so many other traders out there. Starting trading these with Smash the Bid in the Smash the Bid. So props to him for helping me out when I need it. And then I simply backtest everything out there and I started to look which patterns work. But then to get with chart patterns, you have also to have more. So chart pattern is a 20% of my trading in small caps. Then I have risk management. I have asset allocation. I have mental discipline. I have a read of order flow through Bookmap, analysis of price action, and tape. So putting all these things together, then I can form a strategy. I can build a strategy to trade. Something like Kala, I said this morning multiple times in my room, don't trade a short, because above the pre-market high, so above this $7 area, we have, I would say, a very high volume stock, a stock that is grinding with higher lows. So I only suggest to trade short to those traders who are advanced, who have a good read and understanding order flow, and if wrong, can cut with a good discipline. And I will say mental focus. Now, look over here what happened at the gate. This is the dip, right? So it's a dip that happened over here at $6, exactly into this level over here. This is the dip. So we start seeing the dip, and right away, we start seeing high volume coming in. Those dots over here, high volume. Halted over here, 720. And then over here, 740. Halted again, and then pushed again. So I share one of the chart that we traded in, of course, in the room that where I teach, and also in Bookmap. So if you want to have access to the charts, just join Bookmap and you will see the chart that I'm explaining, like we do every weekend with Bruce. So we shorted each pop and we took like 4 wins, but shorting only this. Okay, we didn't long over here. We missed this long over here at 8 because we were short from the stop, according to the dips, short cover, short cover. Now, as I said, this is a ascending triangle right now, and we have 2 possible scenarios, or a fake breakout of 945. So we're going to see if we can have this 945 fake breakout. And this is called actually this pattern J Slim, or we're simply going to avoid it. I'm not going to long over here. Okay, I'm not going to long over here. I'm holding partial of the position from exactly 927 average. 927. So I'm gonna post now my charts updated in the Discord room. And I'm waiting over here again for this 945 major fake breakout. All right, this I want to see fake breakout like we had over here, and then jumping in short. So you can see that the stock was trapping this morning at this point. Why? 950, we see the fake breakout, and often we have this bull trap. Okay, so you will see a stock that goes up, breakout, everybody invites to get in, bull trap and fill. Over here now we have a fake breakdown, so you can see that we went exactly to break the trend line right away, reclaim, so they could push if they hold the trend line to 945. Stats over here, low institutional, so we have a junkie company.
Order filled.
And we have over here inside the ownership 15%. Financially, the company has a net income. So often we see this none or negative, right? In this case, they have a negative net, they have a net income, sorry, positive net income. This is the history of the chart. So I go check all the previous movers. And over here this morning, I was looking at 20% gappers, 2 million volume. And over here, I can back test, 14 years, 5 years, 2 years. Remember, every single day is different. Every single year is different, sorry. Every single year, even from season to season. I'm putting over here the last 2 years. I want to check over here which stats we have. And you can see we have 50 and 50. That's the reason why I said this morning, Kala, 50% fader. Average have a day time 950, average extension 1245. So knowing this, I have a fairly big, I would say, edge together with Bookmap in understanding what is a possible scenario. Now, this morning we had JNC, AUVI, and also we had Lucy, that we had all shorts from stats with that. This morning, stats on Kala were 50-50, and this high volume, dip holding, multiple flow rotation, it became a runner. Meantime, if you heard, I showed over here, yes. So these are the sum of the fader that we had today. This is from very good work over here. So showing that pop on Lucy, which is an SSR, and you can see the push over here near that high liquidity area. So I'm looking for those areas over here. Just like very simple. There's much more to go over here, soak in absorption, exhaustion, the move or stall, 2 different scenarios. High liquidity above, but the point is looking for the pattern over here, trader. I took it perfect, bounce, we shorted, and then holding for the main target. Okay, so that is the way to, I would say, to take a small cap. Now here we have a big cap. So today I said we're not going to talk about big caps. We have a lot of going on in small caps. So we're going to focus mainly on this. Not all, this is the same stock we just saw on Lucy. Not all, I would say, the trades go perfect. This is the trader over here, same on Lucy. You can see shorting at 170. So shorting this here exactly here, taking the perfect trade, but over here got faked out and stopped break even and missing the trade. Right, so very important over here to analyze Bookmap. Once you enter short at 170, then put your, I would say, your attention to the nearest high volume resistance, which is this, and use that as risk. Okay, so that the trader did over here, he shorted perfect, right? This is 930, 931, and then over here he stopped it in 932. So you short it exactly here, but then use this risk over here. This is the risk that you have to use. Okay, guys? So analyzing errors and reviewing them is very important so that you can learn from this.
Order filled.
Here. Some yes, big one, big short. Let's go back over here. All right. So we're going to focus for now on Kala. A few tips that I'm going to give you over here. Trace your fibs, high to the low. Here we are. So we see the top over here, 78%. So we're basing into the 78%. This is the VWAP. Now my first target is over here, 840. I enter on this point, at this point over here, and I was looking for this 945. It was alerted you, but I didn't get the 945, so I didn't add. I'm looking for this 840 now target. And there we are, boom. So let me see if we can get 850. Put back Kala. So you can see wash. This is the support 880, which is that fib level 880. Now I want to see the 850, 840. Okay, so you see liquidity exactly over here into the VWAP. For now, we see sellers, 866. Want to see a break on that 860. That's a perfect setup. So we need to stay below this area here of 888, okay? Which is the 78.6% fib retracement area. I'm going to see a curl down over here and unwind to this 840. 866, let's see if we can break that. 865. 860 dip. Two new sellers at 903 and 910. Okay, so and there we are. 856 going to get first covers. Sharing my chart in Bookmap. But we can see a few things over here, traders. If you have a Bookmap Discord room or you're in a boiler room of JTraderco, you can see the charts with executions, how we took it from all morning. We have over here the first push at this point. I'm gonna Let's see. I'm gonna do. So we have a first main push over here. And then we had a second push from here. Then we had a third push over here. So now it's basically over here doing this, right? So we're doing pop, fail, pop, fail. So we're gonna see a test over here at 8:30. Okay, so this is the first main target over here. Now I'm looking if we're gonna fail and reject this level, or we're gonna simply bounce back over here to 9. All right. Why I'm saying that? Because we held over here the VWAP all morning. You can see over here at 0.2, right? Here we held VWAP all morning. So ideally, knowing how they trap often, they can break down some of the VWAP, reclaim it, and then push it back up. So we're gonna look for that. Also over here, A plus J lines. At this point, you see that on Bookmap is stalling the price at 835, 840. And you see these two main levels. So these two main levels is buyers already placed on the tape, or sorry, already placed on the level 2, already placed on the book. So once they are selling, these buyers over here are absorbing, in this case, the sells over here, and then they're starting to bounce. They bounce when we have no more liquidity over here, when we have no more sellers jumping in. Okay, it's like physiological, like we go to the support, boom, bounce, we go to the support, boom, bounce. Now this is the main point over here. Are seller going to be in control and then more unwind, or buyers will hold over here the support of VWAP and then push? That's the reason why I don't short weakness, but we short at the top over here. We have 3 green bars over here. Looks more like a bear flag. So let's see if we can break this bear flag and still more unwind.
I have a question there, Joseph.
Sure, Sam, tell me.
So how do you go about kind of managing the trade from here then? Do you move your stop? Do you trail a stop? I mean, you've already taken some profits, but
Yeah, that's a good question. So as I shared, we shorted this pop, then we added here. We were waiting over here to load the boat, but unfortunately we didn't have that pop. So now we scale out a little bit here, and we scale out a little bit here, this VWAP. I'm down to 50% of what I had. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to risk in the money. So I'm going to put over here a protective, we say area of risk, this area of 890, because this was the fib level. You see over here also with this peak. So I want to keep my gains, and this 890, 895 will be my trailing in case things go bad and this is going to push back up. At this point, I'm not even looking too much at the chart. I'm looking more what's happening with order flow. So we see sellers over here, we see buyers. Two main points. Buyers, some sellers, and sellers was this pullback, okay? Then buyers again, which was this. And over here, you can see we're trying to buy at this point, but we have sellers jumping in, sellers jumping in. So now my point is, one, fail, rejection, and unwind. Second, possible reclaim, hold, and push till 10. We don't know this. We have example from the past. We can read the order flow. So we'll see now if we will have steady sellers, or we'll see this big absorption, the 820, 830, 840, and then push back to 9. And I will guide you through here. So we have you see this wick to the downside. This means that buyer stepped in. Okay, so this is a bullish candle. Even if it looks like you think, oh wow, this is a bearish candle because it's red. No, this is a bullish candle. That wick to the downside means exhaustion over here, the move. It's essentially this one over here. You can see it came to the 820 down here to this support, and then bounced back up. The fact is we had over here buyers. So buyers on the dip. Somebody doesn't want still to make this fail, right? Remember, the intention always of these small caps is to collect, right? Collect money. If we go over here in Kala and we go to check the news, we can see over here, pharmaceuticals announces FDA acceptance of application for treatment of PCED. Application for corneal defect treatment. Actually, something that I'm very, I say, sensitive to, because my father had big surgeries for this. So I know that is something like, very sensitive for many traders. But we have to think about how they end up these news, right? So not thinking about the attic, but thinking about more over here, how these gaps with these news tend to fail or tend to run, okay? And today we saw that this company over here in the past, we were here, had two gaps in the past, one closed red, one closed green, okay? So we have over here, I would say a clue, 50-50, and that's what I said this morning. You know, the best thing is when we have stats like 80, 90 on 10 gappers. So, you know, that's a pretty big edge. All right, getting back over here to the price section. They're holding actually right now, traders. That VWAP. Going on back over here. You can see they're holding this VWAP over here. So they found a base for now. So we said we were trailing 895. I will put now 2 trailings. The last one 895 and half of what I have at 865. Another stuff over here. Another time, traders will talk about a trade like this from one of my mentor students, shorting Tesla all the way down. This is an amazing work. It's more like scalping along the way, recycling. But next time, probably going to talk about something like this. So very good work over here by Top Tick. The main point for me now is to manage the position. It's not about the win rate. It's true the win rate with this strategy is pretty high, but I mentor traders that have 35-40% win rate, but they're very profitable because they have a very good risk management. So more R return. This means that whenever they risk, they're risking, let's say 1 R, and when they win like 3 or 4 R. Okay, so that's most important. Okay, over here we're having that push. You can see over here from the VWAP bounce. So reason to trail over here another partial in 865. So I trail more 865 over here. And this is an example of risk management trailing, all right? You don't want to give back all your profits. They have still buyers over here in.
Yeah.
On this topic of kind of trade management and trailing your stop, Joseph, it's a tricky situation, isn't it? And you can kind of look at it as the better of 2 options. Like, you obviously don't want to give back all your profits, but you don't either want to be wicked up and stop you out early and then for it to carry on. But you'd prefer that option, wouldn't you? So it's kind of best of the worst 2 evils.
It depends. It depends really from the pattern and the scenario that we're trading. Example, on something like, I will bring up an example so it's clear for us. On something that is fading like this, right? Like Lucy. And you start forming lower highs and lower lows. You definitely want to hold the majority over here of the core between 60 and 80% for your main target. But on something that instead could be sideways or still counter trend, which essentially we can see this morning, Kala is being so, then I prefer to take more profit and having trail levels, in order to lock in. I'm short right now because I like to short a lot of these small caps, but often we long them, like the day ICCM, I longed it. This over here is one of the setup that I trade long. Of course, I'm not going to reverse my position from short to long because I'm holding my short position because I have a high average. If over here I was not short, I will go long. And this is a playbook setup that I trade exactly for this fake wash and then reclaim. But for now, we're holding short. I will be looking now to trail everything at 895 and then looking at this level over here between 940, 45, as we said before, till $10. That area up here to reshort. Okay, so we're gonna put this level because it's a particular level of resistance. And we can see that over here many times we had rejection here, here, here. All of these levels over here we rejected, right? So multiple times over here. So this becomes our level of possible fake out, okay? Where we can have over here the possible bull trap area. Here. So we're gonna see for that. You can see how fast these washes come, right? How fast these washes come. Instantly over here, they start dumping. And it's not something over here that it was spoofing orders. No, this was a real dump. So somebody over here had shears, generally big hands. Volume in this last bar was around 60, 70K. So in the last two bars. So you can see they start dumping, one. Over here, they filled this level at 865. They're dumped more. So this is a real seller. And these are real orders over here. They are simply swept. So over here, they're eating out. And it came back to that previous support. So that for me is a good point that we're forming a lower high. We still have sellers. Now I can reduce my trailing at this 887. All right. So we're going to bring down 887 trailing. And of course, they can fake out, maybe push it to 9 and then back down to 7. But I prefer to lock in. It's a pretty good stock today that we wanted to talk about, small caps. Quite liquid. We're trading over here today on this 25 million. Pre-market trade already 8 million. We had Lucy this morning, as I was saying. We're fader. Now, simply fading low volume. HTGM, we're holding from yesterday, 515. We're looking for this 320. These are plays that we're sharing and we're trading in the room, and that also we're explaining why. So these are all like overnight position short. This from 320, this PRQR. And then we have Tesla here this morning, but as I said today, I prefer to talk about small caps. I simply feel pretty good in giving an A+ setup over here, 113 and 20 for this main fill over here. Yes, more unwind. All right, so good. Let's go back over here to Gala. Rejecting the say 55, curling down. Yeah, we have the support 820. We have to break the support, and then we could see 770 and then 720. Those are my targets area. Over here to now I'm looking for targets if you're breaking that level. So I'm looking for main target for today would be the 7. This area here. This. So I'll be looking if we can get that area today. Now volume is very low. Remember, this can change very fast, traders. Right? This can change very fast. So you can see descending volume over here. Also pulling back. But now we're gonna see a breakdown. If we're gonna see a fake breakdown, this is a tip. So if over here we're gonna get to this point, 820, breakdown right away, reclaimed at 820, it can be another push. Low liquidity right now. You can see 11 o'clock. We went over here from an average of 400K per minute down to 50, 60K per minute. So very low liquidity. Again, another bounce over here at 20. Remember, traders, today on this, I'm going to write over here a few points. In order to have a fail, to have a fade, volume must be low. Below 150K per minute now. On hold of VWAP and 820, prepare for possible afternoon long push. In the meantime, I'm looking at the market. So I'm looking at the potential stock movers. Right now I'm looking at Lucy, JNCE. I'm looking at ES, Tesla, Amazon, and Meta, which I'm trading on a daily basis. So another curl in the meantime on Kala. When I say curl, I say cut pattern. So remember, these stocks have, we say they are super fast when they move. So if they find volume, they can really push fast, right? So always be careful, prepare yourself, use your trailing. It's very, very important. And B, I would say, always stalking this these kind of stocks. Wait for your level, wait for your plan, but always stalk them because in 2 seconds they can go up and down like even $1 per share. We have the first breakout over here of this level. Now we have a second trend line passing over here for 880, 885. We're trying over here to go for a break of at 880, 890. $880 is approaching this level. So always watch these high liquidity areas. It's a breakout level. So ideally they can really push above 880 right away. They fake it, bull trap, and dump it down to $8. Okay, so I'm always ready over here to add a little bit more, even if I'm not a trader who adds at lows. They made some support 865, 67, 69, and some resistance at 880. Down to 871. Okay, possible next 2 minutes, they're gonna go for that 880 breakout. Just check over here now. Looking at 880. They're looking for that liquidity. They're looking for that push. Again, you cannot find over here liquidity. Boom, back down to 870. So now we're gonna keep our trailing at that 885, 887. We're gonna look always for this breakdown at 820 and look always for the target at $7. Still again 857, 860. So really just holding position, waiting, not adding anything over here. Meanwhile, Lucy all the way down, JNC all the way down, and AUVI all the way down. So the other three faders work pretty good. This is the only one that is not fading as we want. So high chances over here for a trap. Just about patient traders. Following the plan for now. A78, almost at approach at 880. Let's look if they can break it. And now less liquidity at 80 over here. So if we break, I'm gonna be, I would say, ready in case of adding to the short, or instead if it pushes 888, 885 will get out entirely. Again, approach to 875. Careful in case it squeezes. 877. 879. It's pretty. Yes, 888. 885 will be my max trail. And now fail again. I was running traders in the meantime. Statistics. This is a very fast back test. And it's not considering different market cycles and scenarios that we had. But over here, I just look at the stocks that in the last 12 months had the same parameters, just like Kala today, considering the close by 10:30, right? So after 10:30, holding the open level, and the volume above 30 million, the float. So we're considered a small float, price between 1 and 10, and gaps above 40%. So pretty big gaps. And over here we have no main edge, right? Or I would say one is the main one. We have 7 stock. They closed above the open. Sorry, the previous day closed, right? So they're going to close above the open. And over here we had, 57%. So 4 stocks closed below the open. So 4 stocks. The average high of daytime, 955, 1043, 1009, 947, 958, 940. And we are in range with that because the high of day over here was 1004, just like happened over here on all of these, okay? So you can see that the same stock we're trading right now had an average high of day. So the high of day happened before 1043. And of course, we can go back and check all of these and look how they behaved. So to understand better how these stock react, you can see over here, this seems like today, right? That's why I use back testing over here. So these are all the stocks that during the last year had similar stats to Kala, okay? You can see held over here all day and just simply fade in the afternoon, or if it was an offering, I don't know. Over here we had this push and then fade in the afternoon. 18F was this a few days ago. Actually, yesterday, sorry. So you can see that pushed and then faded. And VIV, if you remember, this was from August. So extend over here again 10. Midday holding, then fail. TBLT, extending over here again 10 o'clock and then fading. So the point over here that ideally by stats, we will need to see a fader. Okay, so this is the use that we're doing that. And this could be potentially, if we have the squeeze to high of day right now on Kala, something like this, or simply just looking as ATXI. Okay, so this, I hope this is helpful to understand the price action scenario over here. Okay, Sam, any questions, buddy?
Hey, yeah. I'd like to ask you about consistency if you got time.
Mm-hmm.
This is like the time of year many of us will be looking back and reviewing our performance. Something 2022 taught me personally is the importance of being consistent. And when you think about it, how can you be a consistently profitable trader if you yourself are not acting in a consistent way? And I kind of put it into two camps. The stuff covered by your trading plan, and you talked about your playbook for small caps, for example, the sticking to certain instruments, setups, times of day. This is kind of relatively easy to define and follow, but the bigger challenge in my mind is the mindset. It requires you to kind of be extremely self-aware, recognize when you're straying out of the zone. Overconfidence, underconfidence, tiredness, even having too much coffee can change the way you execute. So my question to you, apologies for the rather long preamble, how do you maintain like a grounded, consistent mindset when you're trading?
So, big question. While Kala is just pushing over here.
Yeah, I saw that.
So now it's halted. But the plan was good. So that's the reason trailing over here works. So in order to become consistent, you need for me three main things. One is routine, and I will talk about these as 3R. One is retrading. One is report card. So when a trader wants to be mentored by me, the first thing is not looking into his trading, but is looking into his life. Expectation, goals, I would say fear, stress, everything that matters is important to trading. And trust me, traders, if you want to make a 7-figure per year or more, or you're a small trader, you want to get to that, maybe 3 or 4-figure per day, everything starts from a plan. So the first thing is you have to plan ahead what you want to achieve, and you have to have a routine that consists in lowering your stress, having a stress relief, preparing in the morning, or if you trade like me in the afternoon, evening, for your trading day, and be repetitive. Routine means it has to be boring, repetitive, so you don't have to have like stress, you don't have to have like anxiety when you trade. You have to be simple, like on your zone, in your zone. So when you have a perfect environment, when you know exactly what you're going to do, when everything is planned, then you can start preparing your pre-market plan or your watch list. This is the first thing. The second thing is you have to make experience. Okay, you want to be consistent. Consistent means that you have to trade a strategy that first of all works. So you have to back test it, and then you have to become good in that strategy. For example, the strategy that I teach. But it's not that I teach my strategy, I'm consistent, traders are consistent, and the new trader that jumps in will be right away consistent. No, it takes time. It's like if I tell you, play in that basketball team, everybody is great, but you just started. Even if they tell you, they teach you how you have to play, you still need a lot of training in order to become good. And this training becomes like experience, practice, and retraining. Actually, really taking even Bookmap, you retrade in order to become better in recognizing pattern, faster, analyzing the structure, and read the order flow. And the third thing is having a report card. So analyze what you're doing every single day, and then every single week, every single month. See if you're actually evolving as a trader, what you have to improve, what you have to overcome in order to get to the next level, what you have to fix. And this is evaluation that has to be totally honest with yourself. So it's you analyzing yourself. And then work with the mentor. These are, I say, the pillars for becoming a great trader and to become consistent.
That's awesome. I love it. And the first thing you said there was, be consistent in other areas of your life as well. And I totally agree with that. And it looks like you as an individual are extremely consistent in other areas of your, obviously you have a fitness program and you think
Yeah.
this kind of helps you, like things outside of trading helping you within the trading environment.
The fact is that a trader generally wants to always control everything. So the more control, the more planned is your life, the less, I would say, space for error, anxiety, and stress you will have. That's the reason why when you trade, I prefer to trade a strategy with set rules, set risk, set number of shares or contract, whatever that is, because everything has to be planned. If you don't trade with a correct plan, with a correct strategy, then you're gonna fail.
Yep, absolutely. And I also believe it's the skill needed to follow your plan, to sit on your hands, to be patient. It's the same skill that you need to keep grinding in the gym. It's discipline, right? And that's, it all ties together.
Exactly, exactly, exactly. It's everything is based on, your goals, your motivation, your plan, dedication, and then of course you you grind up, like you evolve, like you improve. And this is the point of trading, like it never stops. Oh, over here, just let's say over here, it just popped 1040, 1040. I'm looking over here for a short in the 1040s, risking over here 1060s. So I jump in short 1040 right now, risking 1060. Stopped out immediately right away. So took a 15-cent stop and now simply waiting. This is pushing strong. See if we can get another short over here at the top, but only if now I see a major stop for a major bookmap resistance. So no over here, traders. This is just like pushing for now and just waiting. And we'll share the chart again in Discord room bookmap and also in a small cap pro. Okay, Sam, anything more?
I think that's it from me. That price action there is a great example of trailing stops. Why we should always do that.
Exactly, exactly, exactly. All right, so traders, thank you for being over here with us today. Thank you, Sam, for being a great host. See you again, traders, next week, and Merry Christmas.
Yeah, thank you, Joseph. It's been fascinating, hearing how you manage your trade and your thought process, and I liked how you're kind of back testing on the fly there. That's very interesting. And yeah,
Yeah,
I loved what you said on the consistent mindset. So, guys, if you want to hear more about JTrader, remember to check out his website, jtrader.co. And Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
Thank you.